What's up, everyone? I'm going to give you 5 players to pick up this week in fantasy football. This is a pretty crucial week in terms of adjusting your lineups. People have been playing mostly their set lineups to start the year, understandably, but now teams have bye weeks, so if you don't have the necessary backups, it's time for you to hit the waiver wire. So let me begin. I'm going to start off with a quarterback to pick up. I'm going to go with Terrell Pryor. I know people are like, oh, he's kind of been a fluke the first couple games. But, I mean, he's versing the Redskins next week. Say if you need a spot start and you didn't draft for some reason a backup quarterback, you could pick up Terrell Pryor off the waiver wire right now. Put him in against the Redskins. I think he could have at least 20 points. It's a gold mine. Any team that plays the Redskins this season, I would pick up Terrell Pryor, put him in your lineup if you have to. Obviously, if you don't have to, don't do it. But do that, and he should have over a 20-point week for you, especially against that weak Redskins defense next weekend. Next, I'm going to go with the running back. This is Bilal Powell, the New York Jets running back. He's not owned in not even half the Yahoo Fantasy Leagues. He's shown the past 2 weeks that he's going to be the feature back in New York. I know Chris Ivory's out, but I mean, as good as Powell's running the ball, he's going to get more carries there in New York. He's the guy. They have a young quarterback. They're going to run the ball a lot. Bilal Powell, definitely I would pick up. He's had double-digit point outings the past 2 weeks. Pick him up and say if you have a running back that's out. I know, at least on one of my fantasy teams, I have 2 running backs injured. So a guy like Powell, put him in the lineup. He'd get me over 10 points last week. That's freaking great. So pick him up, especially if you need him. Running backs, bye weeks, injuries, etc. Heck, he's even nice to have on your bench right now, as much as New York runs the ball. Next, I'm going to go with running back Danny Woodhead. And I'm not saying start this guy, but if you're in a PPR league, this is actually not a bad option. He's been consistent the past 2 weeks. He had quite a bit of touches last week, running and catching. It looks like Philip Rivers is liking throwing the ball to him on checkdowns, which is what Danny Woodhead is. He's not a touchdown monster, but if you're really weak at running back and you're in a PPR league, I'd pick up Danny Woodhead. He's not owned in many leagues. He's owned in 36% of Yahoo leagues. Like I said, give him a go. Put him on your bench if you really have to or an injury happens. He's a guy to come in. He'll give you maybe 6 to 10 points. He won't, get you 30 points or anything crazy like that. But like I said, he'll be consistent for you. That's how Danny Woodhead's been his whole career. Next, I'm going to go, and people might be like, what? I'm going to go with Justin Blackmon, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's suspended. This will be the last week of his 4-game suspension. He's such a good talent, and Jacksonville, they can't throw the ball, but he's going to be the number 1 target, most likely, him and Cecil Shorts. I'd pick him up just because no one probably has him. I think he's owned in 40% of Yahoo leagues. If he's available, I'd say take a gander at him. He's going to get the ball thrown to him a lot. He's just a really good talent, a good red zone target in Jacksonville. He's really all they have, him and Shorts, to throw the ball. And, when Henne has him as a target, they might be able to move the ball a little bit better. Heck, I mean, they had a couple garbage time touchdowns last week. So maybe Justin Blackmon will get those throughout the season. But in terms of if you have a really, really weak wide receiver core, pick him up this week. So then for next week when he comes back, and everyone's like, oh, I got to get Justin Blackmon because he's off suspension. Jump the gun a little bit and pick him up this week. So you have him for the future. And last but not least is the Chiefs defense. I told in my sleeper video this year they were my sleeper defense. You guys got to go, if they're available, they're owning 33% of the leagues. You got to pick this team up and start them immediately. They've had 2 weeks of over 20 points. They're not a fluke either. They did this against a very good offense last week against the Eagles. They caused a lot of turnovers. They caused a lot of sacks. And the biggest thing I saw about the Chiefs defense this year that people, the reason why they would be sleepers because they had so many Pro Bowlers last year. They have so much good talent. They get a lot of good pass rush. They've been sacking the crap out of the quarterback this year. They've been hitting people. They've been causing tons of turnovers. They've been scoring touchdowns on defense, which is nice. That's due to the fact that their team is very athletic, very quick, very young. Pick this team up and start them. They're better They're the best defense right now in fantasy. They're the hottest defense. Get them while you can. I still can't believe only 33% of leagues have them. I assume after this week, 60% of leagues should have them. Get them now. They are definitely worth a pickup. And they're not just a bench defense, right? They're like starting defense. You put them in and you start them right away. Hope you guys enjoyed my video, and hope you guys check out my other videos on my fantasy football channel. Have a good day.